What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how slower wide receivers can be more successful and be able to play at the next level. So we're going to be looking at two routes here from Jarvis Landry, who notoriously is known for running one of the slower 40 times for wide receivers at the NFL Combine. I believe he ran like a 4.7, a 4.77, I think was the exact number. So we're going to talk about why he's been able to be successful for such a long period of time with his routes and what makes him a great receiver, even being on the slower side. So I hope this video helps you guys out, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to improve your speed, you want to improve your explosiveness, your balance this remainder of this offseason, check out that very first link in the description below for our 28-day wide receiver gym plan. What you'll get access to is 4 weeks of wide receiver daily workouts with sets, reps, and examples of each exercise all broken down for you. So if you guys want some more information on that, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get started. So this first router from Jarvis Landry, this is going to be like kind of a post curl, I guess, like a wider stem post curl variation. But the main thing I want to talk about is his stride. So as a slower wide receiver, and that doesn't even necessarily mean that you're flat out slow, because I mean, if you're in high school and you're trying to play the receiver position, you got to have some kind of athleticism. Now, a 4.7 40 is not the slowest thing in the world for a high school wide receiver, but when you get up to college and you get up to the NFL, you're going to be going against DBs who run legit laser 40-yard dash times. That's 0.3 of a second faster than us, which can make a difference on the football field, especially when you put the pads on. But when it comes to running routes and when it comes to playing a guy one-on-one in zone coverage, there's a lot more technique than people think. It's not just, oh, this guy's faster than us, so we're going to lose. He's playing pretty much backwards. That's why DB is such a hard position to play. He's playing backwards the whole time. He's playing a guessing game, and it comes down to our ability to sell routes and cut out wasted motion. So I wanted to include this router from Jarvis Landry because this is a great example of how one of the best ways you guys can sell a route, which is running in full stride and keeping the exact same stride throughout the entire route. So a lot of wide receivers will come off, and they'll come off exactly how Jarvis Landry does right here. They'll be running hard, they'll be running fast, they'll keep this stride, but right before the break point, what they like to do is they like to chop their strides down. About when they're about to cut, they start to shortchange themselves. They take choppy steps, they stop their hands. All of those things will completely screw you over when it comes to running routes, because that's an indicator to the DB. When you are not the most athletic guy, maybe you're on the bigger side of things and you're just slower, it is all about giving that DB no indicators with your routes. When you're running a route, the three things he looks for is a change in pad level, a change in speed, and a change in stride. He doesn't look for if you're running slow, because again, you could still run a fade, you could still threaten him vertical, because he is playing a guessing game. So if you don't give him the opportunity to know what you're doing, and you're able to change direction in full stride, running as hard as you can, not necessarily running faster than the DB, and you don't raise your pad level, that is very, very tough to stop. So fellas, if you're on the slower side of things, this is how you guys need to train. This is how you guys need to practice. Every single stride that you take is the exact same. You're able to cut in stride. Your pad level doesn't raise up before the cut. And when you make cuts to a break, you're able to drop your hips fluidly and get in and out of these things with the least amount of time spent at the break point. I know this is not a route against a defender, but time and time again for Jarvis Landry to have as much success as he's had at the next level, or at the highest level, I should say, and been able to do it for as long as he's been doing it, that says a lot with the fact that he's not the fastest guy, 4.3, 4.2 speed, like you see everybody publicize nowadays. It's on sheer work ethic and sheer details when it comes to route running, and that's what we're going to focus on next, is details and how the details can help you stand out to maybe a college coach if you're on the slower side of things. So let's play this thing again, full speed. Great example of how you guys should be running routes in full stride and being more fluid with your movement. So this is going to be a route. This is kind of like a goal line, like dig route, I guess, if you could say, or like an in route. Maybe it could be a choice route, honestly. But this is a textbook example of how the details matter when you are running routes if you're not the most athletic guy in the world. So he runs a dig, like I said, but he uses a peek back move at the top, and he has a great catch over the middle. So we're going to talk about the catch first, and then we'll break down the route. So great job with the peek, getting separation, but then he makes this catch in traffic. So let's say, fellas, you are that guy who, you have varsity film, or maybe you're going to get varsity film. You go into college camps, you have your highlight tape put together, but you're not getting looks. You're not getting looked at from coaches, because college coaches at the next level, they want somebody who's going to stand out to them. They understand that you're maybe not going to be as big as what they want you to be. They understand you maybe don't be the fastest guy in the world. They're going to develop you when you get to college, but they want to make sure that you understand the details. They're looking for big plays, but one thing that slower guys have to have is great hands. Every single ball that is thrown your way, you have to make tough catches like this. And that is what you should put on your highlight tape. If you're a guy and you're putting like a 3-step slant that you catch and then you fall down at 8 yards, that's not really standing out to a coach. That shouldn't be even a play that you include. That's not a highlight, just flat out. That's not a highlight. You got to make big plays to stand out on film. But if you're not that guy who's got blazing speed, and they know that, and that's totally fine. There are plenty of receivers who don't. You have to be that guy that catches every pass. So that is something you need to be very, very prevalent with. I don't even know if that's the right word, but you have to be very mindful of what you are doing on a daily basis when it comes to your hands. Do something every day for your hands because you have to be automatic. Now, let's talk about the details of this route. This is what will get you open. This is not a situation where Landry is just faster than this guy and he could just go run a goal line fade. He's probably never going to be that guy, like a lot of us won't be. He's not going to be that guy who's just able to run around him or just take the inside release and get space. He's going to have to set this DB up. So what does he decide to use? He uses something called a peek back move. And this is a great example of having a high route running IQ, because that's what you have to be successful when you're not the best athlete. So he knows we're on the goal line. What's the situation there? This could easily be a goal line jump ball fade. Every DB is aware of that. So you give a little peek back move. Sell like you're running the goal line fade. The DB overreacts, and then you could slip, and you slip to the inside with a big gap and a big window of separation. Fellas, that's what it takes to be successful. The details matter. Like, let's say you're a bigger guy and you're maybe on the outside and you're running a comeback. And let's say you're not that guy who usually beats guys deep vertically. On the goal line, maybe I come off. I do the same thing. I work this peek back. Instead of me breaking to the inside, maybe I drop my hips, snap down, and run. All you need, because we are, like we said, we are a consistent pass catcher, is a yard or two of separation, and that is how we could stand out. Let's play this thing again, full speed, fellas. I get it that at these camps, especially if you're a high school guy, maybe you're a youth guy, they put a lot of emphasis on speed. And because speed is flashy. Speed turns heads. People get excited about a fast wide receiver. But at the end of the day, everybody's fast at the next level. And yes, you never want to have that mindset like, oh, this is as fast as I'm going to get, because that's a bad mindset to have. But if you're constantly trying to improve your speed, getting faster, but if you're maybe not there yet, you're still 2/10 of a second behind a DB, how you can get open, how you can create separation is the details, fellas. Running in full stride, running as hard as you can, having a good pad level, and doing the details like a peek back at the top of the route. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Landry setting this DB up and then being able to create separation over the middle and winning on this in variation. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys as usual. And again, fellas, if you'd like to get access to a 4-week wide receiver gym workout plan to help your speed, explosiveness, balance, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.